Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Leo in the sign of season and sign of Sagittarius. So I hope you've had an interesting Scorpio season, Leo. I know a few Leos, dear Leos, that have had a very tumultuous time. However, let's see what messages we have through coming into your fellow sign of Sagittarius. So fire, we're moving, we get moving again now, Leo. Okay, energy around is the devil. So the devil talks about temptation, 7 deadly sins, if you like, too, you know, all those different things that we're tempted by. Can feel stuck as well, this energy, stuck in a groove, in a holding pattern. So let's see what the devil, what's the temptation, what's the stuckness, what's going on, Leo, in Sagittarius. So with the devil, it can also be, look, and another interesting aspect of the devil is ruled by the sign of Capricorn. So it can be just that single-mindedness, and a lot of the Capricorns do love, you know, they love work and money and status, all those sorts of things. So maybe it's a time to just put that on hold a bit, or just see what your temptation is, or what it is about, whatever the temptation is, what it is in Sagittarius season that we can do to sort of, you know, fix it in a way, or sort of be aware of it. But we're going to find out. So this is where you are right now, Leo. The moon. Yes, indeed, the moon. In it comes. So the moon is ruled by the sign of Cancer, water. So there you have it. There's a lot of uncertainty with the moon. A lot of nighttime, like it resembles night, obviously. Well, we can see the moon in the day, but in the darkness, things sort of change, perspectives change, and something is not quite visible. And we have to wait. I always say it's a lunar month, so wait for the next full moon for this to sort of be revealed. Whatever is hidden will be eventually revealed by the moon, but usually when it's at its brightest and most intense is the full moon. So let's see what's brought that on for you, Leo, and I'm sure you'll understand what that means to you, in whatever context your life is at the moment. It's been brought on by the 3 of Pentacles, so spiritual learning, Leo. And spiritual learning, it's sort of saying to you, look, you really have been putting in an enormous effort, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. It's the teacher. It's a teacher card as well, but very much a spiritual edge to it. So whatever's going on, you just have to know that this is what is good for you, by way of the universe, by way of your God, by way of your faith. It's a spiritual learning card. So there you go. Just go with this and know that you're doing a really great job. And it's a spiritual, very much a spiritual sort of scenario. So there you go. Just keep going and ready for the next level too. This 3s always indicate expansion and growth. So that's quite lovely, in fact. Sorry, these cards are sticking to me. Okay, let's see the background, what crowns this situation, what's been going on in the last couple of months. The King of Rods, the King of Wands, very much that fire energy coming through. Masculine energy. This one interchanges masculine to feminine as well. So it could be, in fact, you too, Leo, but you being the sort of, if you're female, it can be very much a masculine sort of energy that you've been asked to take on to get things going, to make things happen. very much PR, you know, and there you are, Leo, despite what's happening with you, you're still in there, and you can still sort of, you know, it's a bit of a journey, but you can still put a nice spin on it with the King of Wands. So he's almost like, he's good at sort of spinning things and PRing things. He has to. Sometimes we just have to bring that positive energy out and say, yeah, I'm great, even when you're struggling. You just have to have that perception of, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, but it's movement. So you're moving through this, but you're really sort of using that strong masculine energy there to get yourself through, and interchange it too. If it's male to female, female to male, it doesn't matter. But he's your sort of guy that will really sort of get you through this, and you know that you can do it. Recent energy, season of Sagittarius, we have the Emperor. So the Father card, the whole sort of set of rules, the boundaries, you know, keeping within the boundaries, having to be working within those boundaries, which are, you know, to get to success or to get to the desired outcome. It's about hard work, it's about positive energy, it's about discipline, mainly just disciplining yourself even when you don't feel like it. You just have to do it. But it's very much the Father energy coming through, which, you know, we all know the Father energy is almost, he rules the roost usually at home, and he says what goes. He doesn't really say much, but what he says makes a lot of sense, because he knows, because he's at the top. So there's that beautiful Father energy coming through. A few major arcanas already coming out here, so interesting season. So just keep with this in Sagittarius. Keep with that discipline and structure, Leo. The lesson you'll be learning in the season of Sagittarius. Yeah, Two of Swords. So, yeah, feeling a bit like a deer in the headlights. You know, just being blinded by the light, really, and unable to really sort of move forward in your mind. Logic is kind of stuck, and you one day you're thinking you've found a solution to this problem. The next day you go back to the drawing board again, and it's almost like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I'm sort of caught, I'm stuck. But the only way to resolve this problem, Leo, is to get out of your head, get out of the logic. Don't try and use logic with what's happening. You can't. You just have to move forward. Just make that step, even though you're fearful of it, but just make it, and then you'll see the difference. You'll see how the landscape changes once you sort of get out of that and go, okay, I'm just going to jump. It's like standing in a plane, or you're going to skydive and you just think, I can't do it, but then you have to jump. You can't go back. So there it is. Just make that movement forward. Release yourself from that energy of logic that's keeping you, you know, stuck basically. But it's minor, so it's not really, it's sort of all the mind energy being too busy. Near future, Sagittarius season, slow moving energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So there we go, taking it slowly, being committed to whatever's happening, but realize that it's going to be a very slow moving energy, an earth energy. So it's about earthbound things, earthbound energy, but very slow moving. So try not to, just try to adapt and adhere to the sort of boundaries, and just know that you're going to get there in the end, but it's slow, very slow. And conversely, this is a younger male energy too, so if you've got someone like that in your realm, you know with this, it's a slow moving energy, so just treat it as such. Don't try and sort of hurry it up or shoo it along, because you're fire. People tend to be like, well, come on, let's get going. And whereas he's like, yeah, well, I need a bit longer. certain Leos amongst you I know who will relate to this rather heavily. Yeah, this is going to be a slow process, but in the end it's going to be worth it, Leo. Commitment. What's happening you're not realising? Justice, karma. Putting energy going in, energy coming out, and you're definitely doing that. You always do that. However, this sits in the position of what you don't realise that's happening, and it is very karmic. So once again, we're going back to the universe. We're going back to what's happening. We're going back to spiritual learning and understanding that this is all part of your written plan for your life by the universe. So it's about just going with that and realizing this is at the bottom of it. This is the real crux of the issue. It's all very karmic in the season of Sagittarius for you, but there's balance, and as long as you keep it balanced, Leo, you'll be fine. It's when it tips that sort of gets a bit scary, because you can feel it. It's then the control sort of feels like it's gone. So remember, this is very karmic, this season. How others see you. Now this is going to be interesting, because it's always different from how we see ourselves. Six of Pentacles. Oh yes, well nobody else would know. They just look at you and say, oh look, she's got it together. Once again, it's a 6. It's a balance card. It's very balanced, putting in energy, working together, doing this. You're seen as this person that just keeps going, and one would never know what's going on behind the scenes, Leo. But very balanced, coming across as very balanced to others. And in essence, we need to keep it like that, because if that's how people see you, that's interesting. How we see ourselves is a different kettle of fish altogether, isn't it, Leo? But yeah, maintain the balance. People don't see this in you. They don't see what's really going on, because you project this, especially in the workplace, and this is where we spend most of our time. So this is beautiful, this card. So just remember that. What you're feeling positive about this season. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, very much that queen that is very earthed. She cares for family, she cares for the animals, she cares for the home, she does, although it's very much a mother card as well, Leo. It's very much about that very earth mother sort of energy of the Queen of Pentacles. She's always someone that we know is sort of, yeah, she's there and she'll help us through all the difficulties, and she's got the answer, and because she's been there, she's done it, and she's sort of very much connected with the earth. So feeling positive about how you are and who you are, no matter what your mind might be telling you. But there you are, that's that earth mother energy. Lovely, actually. The outcome, the Hanged Man. So yeah, in suspension, looking at the world from a different perspective. And I would imagine this is really interesting. So this is coming in just before Christmas, where, you know, we learn to be patient, we learn to persevere. We don't know the outcome, but with this hanging man or the hanged man, we do know that all those efforts that you're putting in are sort of paying off. And at the end of the story, this particular story, you will have learnt a lot about looking at life from a different perspective. Especially some dear Leos that I know. It's a real journey, isn't it? But remember, the patience and the perseverance will pay off in the end. Despite being he's hanging upside down, but he's not struggling at all, is he, Leo? So there you go. Okay, I'm going to get out the beautiful Visconti Major Arcana cards. These were first used in, or developed in 1452 AD. So very, very interesting. So let's see. I feel like we should put a Major Arcana on the Two of Swords, on the Justice card, and also the King of Wands, because I feel like you're just sort of not feeling your edge at the moment and you need to. Underneath the surface of your King of Wands, so he's your sort of PR, he's your person who's just able to sort of come off, you know, getting things done, getting the job done, being very positive, being active, being proactive. So underneath that we have the Chariot. So there we are underneath the surface of you sort of just getting on with the job and doing it well and being positive and all the rest of it, and having, you know, knowing the outcome. You have the Chariot, which is sort of discipline, emotional discipline, very much emotional discipline. But that's, I always see that as the emotional discipline is working on your weaknesses, and you will have success and the things are moving forward and you will have victory at the end. But at the moment you're really being taught that lesson of, you know, look at the weaknesses. What can you do to improve your situation in order for things to really sort of fly high, including yourself. Yourself is the most important. Movement too. Traveling, moving, and this can mean moving in the sense of the word traveling, but also traveling in your own self and just knowing that you will get through. And it's another journey, isn't it? So very positive. Okay, what's underneath the surface of your Two of Swords, which was in your lesson position? So, you know, breaking out of logic, not using logic. Temperance, divine time. So just going with the divine from the universe and going, yeah, everything takes time. It's not going to happen just because you want it to happen. Universe and the God, your faith is more powerful than just us sort of saying, but I don't like this. But it's sort of saying, yeah, well, make the decision, move forward, and there it is. Temperance will prevail. And this is the card for Sagittarius. So this can be mastered in this season, Leo. Make no mistake. Okay, so what's happening under the surface in the position of what you don't realise is that's happening? We have death, transformation. Absolutely. Difficult cycle. We've just come out of Scorpio, which is, you know, that is the death card. The death card lives in the home as the Scorpion people, the sign. Transformation. It's almost baptism by water, cleansing. This is happening. This is happening whilst you're going through this journey, Leo. It's actually happening. And that's it, my dear Leo. So I wish you a very happy Sagittarius season. Just go with it, learn the lessons, know you're doing a fabulous job. Much love until next time. Thank you.